Trading halts scare new traders, but when used properly, they can offer huge clues for the biggest momentum plays. Trading halts are scary, I get that, but they're not your enemy. You can actually kind of game them to a certain extent. So let's decode them. Now, one thing I do want to mention right in the beginning is, a lot of these stocks day in and day out that are halting are Nasdaq listed stocks. So I want to give you a resource. You can just Google Nasdaq trading halts, and it's a site, NasdaqTrader.com. I can't remember the full URL, but a lot of people I see tripped up by this every day. They're like, why is the stock halted? When's it going to unhalt? It's a really great, just free resource. It'll tell you when the stock halted, obviously give you the ticker. We'll give you all of the halt codes, whether it's a volatility halt or a news pending halt. There's a bunch of different codes. And then what I really respect about the site, there's a bunch of facts there, because a lot of people see volatility halts and they think it's halted because of news pending, or they see a news pending halt and they think it's because of volatility. It's not. There's some great facts there. So definitely Google that Nasdaq Trader website and read up on it. You should always be educated. So that being said, for this video, we're going to particularly talk about volatility halts because they're the most common and they're really the ones you can actually trade. Because speaking of, news pending halts, they're called, stock halts, and then you're kind of at the whims of the market because it might unhalt in an hour when the news is released. It might unhalt in days. I mean, I've seen multi-day, multi-week news pending halts. So there's no real kind of edge there. So what we're going to be talking about is particularly volatility halts, because that's what we see the most of. Today I think we had 3 or 4 stocks that either halted up or halted down. Now, the way we use those and interpret those is you got to understand a little bit of why it happens. Now, there are bands, okay? So it's going to depend on the price of the stock, how much it moves in a certain predetermined amount of time. Now, I'll refer you over again to that Nasdaq Trader fact, because you'll see based on the price range of the stock, what it's trading at, what the bands are. So instead of going all over that, I'd recommend, it's a PDF actually. When you click that link, print it out, have it as a reference. But for the sake of today, we're going to be talking about stocks that made explosive moves to the upside, because I'm assuming most of you aren't really short side. So if a stock, opens up out of the gate and halts down, you're probably not looking to trade that. You're probably just going to avoid it. So a couple other rules you got to know of. There are no volatility halts in pre-market or after hours. That's another thing that a lot of people aren't necessarily educated on. They'll be like, well, why did this stock, spike 200% in pre and never volatility halted? And then after the open, depending on the price of the range of the stock, remember, refer to that doc, it spikes like 10 cents and halts, but it was spiking $1 a share and didn't halt. So that's one thing. You got to understand volatility halts are only 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern. None in pre-market, none in after hours. But what it is, let me give you a little history. I mean, this is another one of those things like the PDT rule that I think do the absolute opposite of what they're intended to do. Classic government regulation. If you followed me for a while, you know how I feel about the quality of government regulation. But the idea is when a stock makes an outsized move, they halt it. Kind of in theory, it's supposed to let cooler heads prevail. So everyone that was chasing this stock up halts for 5 or 10 minutes. Everyone can kind of relax a little bit and move on, but it does nothing. Like as dumb as the pattern day trader rule is, and as much as it just does the opposite of what it's intended, if anything, these halts, once people see it hit their halt monitor, they're like, whoa, what's going on here? So it actually brings in more interest, but we can trade that. So when you see a stock halted to the upside, please, 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 please don't have like a market order coming out of the halt, because what happens with almost all these upside halts, as soon as they unhalt, they crater, like they drop right out of the halt, because everybody's selling and people are using market buys, newbies. Hopefully you guys aren't doing that. They're using market buys, which the market makers and the algos and everything, they know that those orders are sitting there. So they just basically give you the worst possible fill. you get filled, you panic sell, and then the stock takes off. So the smart way to trade these, particularly we're talking upside halts here, downside halts, we'll save that for another day, is respect the fact that most volatility halts to the upside do something that I like to call gap and crap. Okay, they unhalt and they tank. Now, what you can do, and this is the smart side, when you see these things hit your halt monitor, which if you don't have a halt monitor, definitely check out StocksToTrade. We have one built in. You're going to wait for that stock to unhalt, and then you're simply going to test or going to trade the retest of the pre-halt level. So what we're going to do is we're going to avoid the gap and crap. Who wants to buy that? You know, if you want to lose money again, we're just going to wait and see if this stock can retest the pre-halt level. Now you can set alerts. You can even be smart. You can use stop limit buys at that level as well. But that's your entry, because what has happened after the gap and crap is it's cleared out all the chasers. It's cleared out all the market buys, and now it has resumed its normal price action. So you'll see that. Again, an example from today, CYCC. You can bring, I'll probably have the chart in the video. Like it halts to the upside, unhalts, craters, retests, breaks out. I think it did that 3 times today, and it's 3 p.m. right now as I'm recording. It'll probably do it another 2 or 3 times. So when you see people making money in these halt plays, and you're like, well, why are they making money? And I seem to always lose money. It's just because you're probably being impulsive, and you see the halt and you pile in, and you're getting gamed at the end of the day. They know what the uninformed money's doing, and they're going to capitalize on it. Meanwhile, the smart money can clean up. Now, that doesn't mean it's guaranteed that the stock's going to go higher when it retests the pre-halt area, but at least you're waiting for the trade to set up, and you're playing a high odd setup. And that's all we can do as traders, is play the odds. You know, you remember I have a lot of videos on win rates. A lot of people think win rate is most important. No, making money is most important. Making good trades is most important. Trade that retest of the pre-halt area, and then just set your stop at the gap and crap level, basically where it gapped down out of the halt, because if it breaks that level, the momentum's probably done for the day. It's going to fade the rest of the day. So you can take these quick trades, stop out at the bottom end, have a good 3-to-1 risk to reward, make sure you're properly position sized. Okay, that's another thing. I have a lot of videos about proper position sizing. I mean, if that candle's big, you size down. Okay, stock like CYCC today going from, you know, $4, $3-4 to almost 20 plus so far. You don't need huge position size, and that's another thing when you're trading the halts. Watch your size. You know, with extreme volatility comes extreme responsibility. Make sure you're trading them smart. If a stock has $10 of range on the day, remember that range goes both ways, up and down. So if you're sized up too big, you can really get wrecked in these plays. When I think of trading the halt, volatility halts, it's really, you know, in your position size is going to vary on your experience and your account size. But even with bigger accounts, I still consider it a small position size strategy. Now, for you, that might be 100 shares. For somebody else, it might be 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 shares. But that's going to be based on their account size, their experience, etc. But even somebody with a big account, maybe millions of dollars, is still going to be using the smallest size on these types of plays because they know that volatility goes both ways. But I love these plays because so many day in and day out create epic opportunities. I mean, you'll see these stocks halt to the upside up 100% and then go another 100% and another 100%, like repeatedly. Like a lot of the times, this is where that 3-wave pattern comes in. Maybe you guys have learned that pattern from me. You'll see that big onrush in the morning, second wave kind of just past noon, and then another wave in the after hours. A lot of these stocks that follow that pattern are volatility halts. So don't be scared of them. Don't be impulsive. You know, I know a lot of these rules apply to pretty much anything, but these stocks that we day trade, now this is day trading specific, not swing trading or investing, but these stocks that we day trade, we trade them because they have explosive potential. But that potential, you know, comes with downside, and you got to be smart about all of these things. Position sizing, entering the right way, not chasing, having a stop loss and honoring that stop loss. Okay, it's one thing to say I'm going to stop out here, but you have to actually do it. So in closing, have you ever been stuck in a halt before? How'd you do? Did you, a lot of the times, now they don't all gap and crap. Some of them unhalt and explode higher. So have you done well trading halts? Have you gotten wrecked? Have you panicked? Give me some experience on your halts, because it's happening more and more. One thing I say when I get elected to office, not if, but when, planning that when I turn 60 to get into office, the two things I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to get rid of the PDT and I'm going to get rid of volatility halts. That's my commitment to you guys. It's just, I'm not affected by the pattern day trader rule, but it's just so dumb. But I am affected by volatility halts. It frustrates. Now it creates opportunity, but a lot of times it just slows these stocks down, does the exact opposite of what it's intended to do. And you have to sit there in 5 or 10 minutes waiting for the stock to open back up. It's kind of annoying. So I will do that for you guys. So let me know how you done in halts in the comments. I'd like to know. Maybe I can reply to some of those messages and give you some tips. And when it comes to anything trading related, if you like these videos, definitely check out the Daily Income Trader System. I do 2-3 webinars a day sometimes. Matt Monaco does webinars. Bryce Toohey does webinars. Caleb Horst does webinars. You get knowledge and experience from 4 different mentors, and it's multiple times a day, every single day. If you're interested in something like that, hit the link below and check out the Daily Income Trader System.